Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called 7 Tips to Keep Your Dog Off the Furniture. Whether you have a new puppy or if you have an older dog or if you have a new adult dog that you've adopted from a shelter or who has previously been living in someone else's house, even if they've been allowed to be on the furniture for years at somebody else's house, you can teach the dog to stay off the furniture by following 7 steps and doing them consistently. So in today's video, we're going to go over the 7 steps. If you've been here before, you know I have a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com. We're on the website now. I'm going to give you the links to this website. On the website, I feature an article called How to Stop Your Dog from Jumping, where I specifically direct people to a training by professional dog trainer Doggy Dan. He is the owner of the online dogtrainer.com, where he goes over a 7-step system for keeping your dog off the furniture. And we're going to go to that training right now. And this is the training that we're going to use to talk about these 7 steps. Now, I think I'm going to shrink my head down a little bit so I'm not right in the way here. Thank you again so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. I do videos about once a week, sometimes more often, all about the health and care and training of dogs and cats. And I do donate 10% of all the income I make on my website and also my YouTube channel to animal charities. I'm going to give you some more information about that at the end of the video. I am going to give you the direct link to this article in the description box of today's video. It does have a video in it by Doggy Dan. So I'm going to go through the 7 steps with you quickly today, but I do encourage you to go ahead and go to this article and read the entire training and watch Doggy Dan's video as well. Now, the 7 steps for keeping your dog off the furniture. The first step is prevention. Now, this Doggy Dan is referring to, you need to decide as a family, do you want the dog on the furniture or not? And it can't be as yet, you need to decide, is he allowed on some of the furniture? Is he allowed not on, is he allowed, for example, on an old crappy chair that's in the corner of the living room, but he's not allowed on the new couch? Or is he allowed on the kids' beds maybe with them and he can sleep with the kids, but he's not allowed in the parents' beds? You just need to set rules in the house to prevent any confusion by your family or by your dog. You have to make it a solid rule, and you have to make sure that everyone in the household understands the rules. Because if you're all letting your dog do certain things, or if you're not all letting your dog do certain things or all not letting him do certain things, if you're not consistent as a family or as a household, the dog is never going to get it. They do need consistency, which brings us to the second step, which is consistently. You have to keep a consistent rule about the furniture with your dog. Again, consistent. Don't let him on your bed today, and then you don't let him on the bed tomorrow. Don't let him on the couch today, and then you don't let him on the couch tomorrow. The only way that your dog is going to learn is if you are consistent. They can't reason through like, well, mommy's home from work today, so she's going to want me to sit on the couch with her, or dad's aggravated. I can see he doesn't want me sitting on the couch with him. Do you know what I mean? Like, dogs can't reason that stuff out, so they need you to be consistent. They need you to set the rules, and then they need you to be consistent in what you want from them and what you don't want from them. Step number 3 is, and this is important in any dog training, and I always love that whatever dog issue that Doggy Dan is teaching about on his website, he always gives this step. Set your dog up to win. You don't want to just keep pounding into the dog, struggling with training the dog. The dog's frustrated, you're frustrated, all these sorts of things. Set your dog up to win. Give him a chance to be successful. This little dog is so cute. And what he means by that is set him up to win. Okay, maybe he has his own bed. This is a perfect example. Give your dog his own bed that he gets to sleep in. Set him up so that he's happy. Like, you know, for example, if you have a little miniature tiny wiener dog, or if you have a little chihuahua, well, they might be cold and they might want to get on the couch or snuggle with you on the couch because there's maybe a blanket on the couch, or they just want to be with you because they have a tendency to get cold. Well, if you give them their own doggy bed with a nice warm blanket that they can snuggle up with, then they're going to be happy to sleep in their bed on the floor. They're not going to be looking to get up on the couch. And so you're setting them up for success. Make sure that they have what they need to be comfortable. For example, if you have a dog who gets cold, you wouldn't want him to have to, like, the alternative to being on the couch is laying on a marble floor. If you have an elderly dog, well, really any dog, but specifically an elderly dog, and the only option to sleeping on the couch is to sleep on the hardwood floor, you know, if you have a dog with arthritis, that's going to be very uncomfortable for the dog. So if you give them a nice cushy dog bed that is soft to sleep on, has a blanket if they're wanting to snuggle up, if they're wanting to get under a blanket, if you might want to put some toys in the bed, you know, give them some things so that they're happy sleeping in their own bed. Another option that you might want to incorporate in this is, it might be okay with you if your dog gets on the couch, but put a little doggy bed for them on the couch, or you might be able to incorporate putting their own blanket on the couch, and that's where they stay. But as long as you're following the rules consistently and you're doing the steps that we're talking about in this article, you're going to be able to train your dog to do any of those things, whether you only want them on a specific piece of furniture, or if you want him to stay on his blanket on the couch, or if you want him to stay off the couch completely and stay in his own bed. As long as you're consistent with this, you'll be able to teach him. But like I say, one of the steps is to set him up for success. Make sure that he has what he needs that caters to his needs, so that he's content to be wherever you want him to be. Okay? Step number 4 is ensure that the dog knows that you make the house rules. This little picture is so adorable. Now, if you've seen me before, if you've been on this YouTube channel before, or if you've ever done any training with Doggy Dan, you know that Doggy Dan is big on what he calls pack leader training. And pack leader training is where you're showing the dog that you're the one in charge, that you run the house, that you're in control of the food, that you're in control of who comes and goes, you're in charge of answering the door, you're in charge of who comes into the yard, you're in charge when you're out on a walk, all these sorts of things. No matter what dog issue you're talking about, Doggy Dan recommends pack leader training to teach your dog that you are the one in charge. Because once you convince your dog that you're the one in charge, or you're the pack leader in a little doggy's brain, they're going to not only obey you, but they are going to be anxious to obey you. They're going to be enthusiastic about obeying you, and they're going to be more calm. Because a dog who doesn't know who's in charge thinks that he's in charge by default. He just thinks, if nobody else is taking charge, if nobody else is making the decisions, then I have to. That's what the dog thinks. And for a lot of dogs, that can be very stressful. If you have a fearful dog, if you have a tiny little anxious dog, that can be very, very problematic, because that dog isn't equipped, doesn't want to be in charge. It can also be problematic if you have an aggressive dog, if you have a dominant dog. If they think they're in charge, guess what? They don't give a crap what you think. They don't give a crap about pleasing you. Do you see what I mean? It's problematic all around. So Doggy Dan consistently teaches pack leader training, which is not hard to learn. It's a step-by-step process that you do with the dog. And again, you can do it with any age dog to ensure that they know that you make the decisions. Because if you're trying to teach the dog to get off the couch, no matter what you're trying to teach the dog, they are going to be more apt to obey you if they see you as the pack leader. By the way, Doggy Dan refers to his dog calming code here. When you click on this article and you go into Doggy Dan's website, you're going to be able to see all kinds of dog training here. Specifically, he refers to the dog calming code. You can view the program here. Like I said, I'm going to give you a link directly to this article. So you're going to be able to get in here. You're going to be able to go in. You can see all his different programs. He has a puppy coach, dog calming, potty training, easy way to an obedient dog, all these sorts of things. So you're going to have access to all of this once you click into this article. So if you want to find out that information about pack leader training, you can go ahead and do that. Now let's get back down to where we were in the article. Set your dog up to win. Ensure your dog knows that you're in charge. Step number 5 is implement consistent training. As with any other dog training issue, any dog behavior issue, consistency and repetition is key in training. I always say in my videos that dogs have a very cause and effect sort of mentality. They say to themselves, if I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. And so whether it's potty training or you're teaching your puppy not to bite or you're teaching your dog to get off the furniture, no matter what it is you're trying to teach the dog, repetition is key because that's what's going to compute in their head. And all they need is immediate. They don't need to reason things out. They don't care why. They don't care. They just want to know what, if I do this, what happens? Like that's what they want to know. Do you see what I mean? Like for example, if your dog jumps up on the couch and you have a fit, the dog doesn't care why you're having a fit. He can't even begin to understand why you're having a fit. All he wants to know is, okay, well, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? Do you see what I mean? Cause and effect. Okay, that was a negative effect. She's upset. What do I do? You need to consistently show your dog what to do. Okay, so repetition. Now, here's the very simplest technique for getting your dog to stay off the couch. If your dog keeps jumping on the furniture, simply move the dog off of the couch and put him in his pet bed, or take him off the couch, put him where you want him to be. Whatever the dog is doing, pick him up, put him where you want him to be. Okay, example, if your dog is chewing on your hand, remove your hand, give him a chew bone to chew on. Consistently. So as far as getting your dog off the couch, do all the things that we talked about. Make a decision as a family. What is he allowed on? What is he not? Set him up for success. Set him up with his own doggy bed. Set him up with a blanket on his end of the couch. Set him up with an old chair. Set him up for success of where he's going to be happy. And then as he keeps jumping on the couch, you simply remove him and you put him where you want him to be. And Doggy Dan suggests without saying a word. Don't confuse the dog with all these commands and all this complaining and whatever you're doing. Don't confuse the dog with words. Simple cause and effect training for the dog. Pick the dog up, put him where you want him to be. Pick the dog up, put him where you want him to be. Now, the other thing that you should be doing is rewarding that. In other words, whenever your dog is doing something that you want him to do, he doesn't need to get a big milk bone every time, but he should get consistent praise for that while you're in the training of it. Do you know, for example, if your dog jumps up on the couch and you pick him up, you set him down on the floor, give him a pat on the head or hand him his chew bone. You might even have some treats around for this while you're training. You know, you might put some treats in a little jar that's, you know, whenever as a family, you're putting the dog on his bed, maybe he gets a little treat each time. You have to consistently create a positive outcome. Again, cause and effect. If I sleep on my bed, I get a treat. If I get up on the couch, not only do I not get a treat, but I get put on the floor. I get put in my bed. Do you see what I mean? They will figure it out, but you have to be consistent. Okay. So repetition. And again, set them up for success. Like I said, if you have an old dog with arthritis and his only alternative to sleeping on the couch is to sleep on a marble floor, and you keep on saying, get down, push him off the couch, and his only alternative is to sleep on that marble floor, he's going to keep fighting you on it. He's going to keep looking for a better outcome because this is uncomfortable for him. Do you see? So, like I say, all of these steps are important. Setting him up for success, making the decision as a family, rewarding him for what he's doing well, being consistent and having repetition. Step 6 is time out. Now, Doggy Dan talks about this in his video. There's a 6-minute video inside this article. When you go here, you're going to be able to listen to it. And this is a little bit about Doggy Dan talking about time out. And it's where it's not really punishment. It's not harmful to your puppy to have him have a timeout. Basically, what you're doing is you're taking him out of the room where you or everybody is for a few minutes up to a half an hour. And what it is it's removing their freedom. You know, it's kind of this along the same lines as children. You know, if children are consistently misbehaving and they won't correct their behavior, you put them in a timeout. And the consequence for the child is that he doesn't get to do what he was doing. He doesn't get to play with the other kids, or he doesn't get to keep coloring, or he doesn't keep getting to play the video game. Whatever he was doing, he's no longer able to do that, whether he's made to stay out for 10 minutes or however long. And it's kind of the same concept with the dog, but for a dog, this timeout policy, this timeout strategy has more to do with their primal desires. You know, dogs are pack animals. They want to be with everybody. Even if you just live alone with your dog, they want to be with you. If you have a family and you have kids, your dog wants to be where the family is. They want to be with everybody, okay? And they want to be with you. So timeout for a dog not only takes them away from whatever they were doing that they wanted to do, but it also has that negative effect of now he's isolated and he doesn't like it. And it's uncomfortable for him. Do you see what I mean? But I encourage you to go in here and listen to Doggy Dan's video. He can explain it a whole lot better than me. But it can be an effective dog training tool if you're using all the techniques and your dog is still doing whatever the bad behavior is. You might try timeout for a few minutes at a time, up to 30 minutes, to create that consequence for the dog. If you behave like this, you can't be around us. Do you see what I mean? From a dog's pack perspective, that's a negative consequence, you see. So I encourage you to go into this article with the link I'm giving you and watch Doggy Dan's video. Step 7 is reinforcement. Like I say, cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. You know, give your dog a bone to chew on the floor or in his bed or where in the old chair where you want him to be. Again, whatever rules that you have put into place wherever you want the dog to be, instead of on the couch, make it a happy place for him. Make sure he has a dog bed. Make sure it's a cushy spot. Make sure he has a nice blanket. Make sure he has some toys there. Again, just to reinforce. It's like, you know, it's repetitive. They're learning it. You've taught them now that you're the dog, that you're the pack leader, therefore they want to please you. And then you follow it up in the end with reinforcement. You're telling the dog over and over again, this is the positive experience you will get if you stay off the couch. Do you see what I mean? That's kind of what the 7 steps come down to. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, so that in your dog's little brain, at the end of the day, he understands that his life experience is better when he stays off the couch. That just kind of cracks me up because I think it's very cute how dogs think. Like, I really love the fact that I've done so much training with Doggy Dan and I've learned all these things because, number one, it makes perfect sense to me. And I just think it's very cute that this is how dogs think. And really, when you think about it, if you can grasp these concepts, then dog training becomes so much easier than we ever thought it was. When we remove the human brain and we remove how we think and we change it to figuring out how the dog thinks, it actually becomes quite simple. So again, you might need a repeat on this. Either watch the video again or definitely in the description box, I'm going to give you a link to this article. You're going to be able to go directly in here. You're going to be able to go over these 7 steps. You're going to be able to click on this, the dog calming code, or up here under programs, you can click on any of Doggy Dan's programs that you might be interested if you want to get some more help with dog training. And you're going to be able to click into all this. A couple more things before we go. First of all, again, if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I would love it if you would go ahead and subscribe. In the description box of this video, I'm going to give you a link to go ahead and sign up for my dog lovers email list. If you're signed up to that list about once a week or so, you will get an email from peoplelovinganimals.com, and it'll be all about the care, health, and training of dogs and puppies. And you can unsubscribe to that at any time, but I think you'll find it quite useful and quite valuable. I cover literally hundreds of products, hundreds of products, but hundreds of issues and cares and concerns and advice for all about dogs and puppies that I think you're going to find valuable. Speaking of products, I do make a small commission if you sign up for Doggy Dan's dog training, if you purchase products from my website, if you purchase the products from any of the links in any of my videos, I do get a small commission. It's how I do peoplelovinganimals.com for a living, and I donate 10% of those commissions to animal charities. If you go to the home page of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the charities that the animal charities that I donate to. Now, one more thing before we go. If you are interested in Doggy Dan's training, I'll give you the prices before we go. Doggy Dan has a $1 3-day trial to his website where you sign up, and for $1 you have 3 whole days. You can watch anything on the website. All those training programs that I showed you, you could do them all if you wanted in the 3 days. Whatever you want to do, whatever videos you want to watch, and it's all step-by-step training videos where you get to watch Doggy Dan actually training dogs and puppies. So for the 3 days, you can go in there and you can watch as many videos as you want. If you decide to stay on longer, the monthly membership is $37 a month. You can cancel at any time, so stay on a bit longer if there's more dog issues that you have that you want help dealing with. He also has a 6-month program, and he also has a 1-year program. And if you buy that, you end up saving quite a bit on the price per month. Okay. Now, I always recommend to people, if you have a new puppy, you might want to go ahead and get the 6-month membership, because you've got a lot you're going to have to teach your puppy. You're going to want to go through the entire puppy training program. You're going to want to cover biting, potty training, leash training, how to teach your puppy to stay home alone. There's so many issues when you have a brand new puppy that they need to learn. And I'd hate to see you start paying monthly and then find out that you were in for 6 months, and if you would have bought the 6-month program, you would have saved quite a bit of money. So I always recommend that for people. And like I say, he does have the 1-year membership as well. But if nothing else, go ahead and sign up and spend the $1 and go in there and get a bunch of help. Okay, you can go in, you can look at the dog calming program that Doggy Dan talks about in this article about keeping your dog off the furniture. You may have other issues that you're dealing with your dog: excessive barking, biting, aggression, housebreaking. Maybe he jumps up on people every time, maybe he has a cow every time the doorbell rings. Whatever issues you might be having with your dog, go ahead and go into Doggy Dan's website and get some help with that. I highly recommend it. It is the dog training website that I have been recommending for going on 6 years now on my website, peoplelovinganimals.com. So again, I hope so much that today's video has helped you. There is a whole playlist on my YouTube channel. There's a playlist for dog training and a playlist specifically for puppy training. So if you need some more help and you would like to hear my videos on the subject, go ahead and go into those. I hope this has helped you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks again. Again, my name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.